The fifth lesson, American Civil War. The American Civil War was an important landmark in the history of modern world. We will see the background of American Civil War. After the independence from Britain, USA realized that they need to develop economically, because it became economically very backward because of the colonial rule of Britain. For that, they understood that they need to increase the production using the maximum labor available from the country. So, the northern states of America and the southern states of America decided to increase the economical development through mass production, but they adopted different methods for that. The north gave importance to industry for the economical progress, but the south based on plantation for the increase in production and development. The plantation in the south was in need of cheap labor, which was available from the slaves brought from Africa. But the northern states were against this slavery system. They considered it as a backwardness, and this conflict between the north and south became the cause for civil war. We will see the causes of civil war in detail. Slavery was the first and foremost important cause for the civil war. By the middle of 19th century, slavery was abolished in whole through the British Empire. This brought changes in other countries of the world too, including USA. Northern states needed more workers to work in their factory. It was possible only if the slaves were freed from the southern states' plantations. But the southern state was not ready to make the slaves free, because it was necessary for them the cheap labor to work into their plantations. This dispute, that means the need of workers in the factory for the northern states, so that they needed the slaves to be freed, and the necessity of cheap labor needed in the plantations of southern states, for that they need to continue the slavery system. This dispute over slavery was the root cause of the civil war. Another reason, what we can say, another cause for the civil war, we can say the activities of Harriet Beecher Stowe and John Brown. Harriet Beecher was a writer who wrote a famous and powerful book which is called Uncle Tom's Cabin, which was an anti-slavery book, anti-slavery fiction work. It started a wave of anti-slavery reaction from most Americans in the north, which came in conflict with the southern states. If we say about the John Browns, he was an abolitionist, and on 16th October 1859 he began an armed slave rebellion. He tried to attack and capture the arsenal at Harper's Ferry in Virginia, but his attempt could not win because most of his men were killed. He was captured and hanged, and then he considered as a martyr. Another important cause which resulted the civil war is the selection of Abraham Lincoln, a appointment of Abraham Lincoln as a president of USA. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln became the president of USA. He was a man who strongly opposed the system of slavery. He considered slavery as the violation for human right and the freedom. He gave importance to the equality and freedom for the people. The southern states became upset with the policies of Abraham Lincoln, because they understood that he will continue his policies and slavery will be abolished, which may affect their economy and their plantation and their economy. They also started to lose their representation in the government. So this all made them upset, and they took a decision that to break away from the Union. United States of America, they became a new government, new country from the at the time of freedom from the British as United States of America. All the states together as a United States. That is why it is given the name of USA, United States of America. And the southern states decided to break away from this union. They formed a separate a separate state which is called the Confederate States of America. Jefferson Davis was the president for this Confederate States, but Abraham Lincoln was not ready to accept this division. He wanted to continue the union. He decided, however, to continue the union. So on 12th April 1861, he declared war against the Confederate States in order to continue or preserve the union in the America. So these all were the reasons for the beginning of American Civil War.